I see this in marriages. A lot of times where again, you married the rebel, but when you get the rebel home, he's not so much fun. The alligator in the pet store seemed like a good idea. And now you can only count to 7. And you want to take him back, right? That's where some of you are. I mean, let's just be honest. It seemed like a good idea. Now you're married and your spouse is critical. And you know what you want to do, some of you? You want to pull the ripcord. You want to do something different. Here, let me give you another method. Why don't you do this? Why don't you, instead of answering that criticism, because here's what we do in marriage. This is what we'll do. One of us volleys some negativity in the other person's part of the court. And you know what we do? We volley it back. And like some sadistic tennis game, we get back and forth and we're talking about each other. You're talking about his mama. He's talking about your lineage. You're knocking him as a dad. You're knocking her as a human being and how that she shouldn't be on this planet. And it goes back and forth and just gets worse. And nothing gets solved that way. Just your marriage just disintegrates. What if you did something crazy? What if when the criticism first came, you just let it end with you? Instead of becoming a hard surface to ricochet off of, what if you just received it? I'm not saying they're right, okay? Some of you are going, no, wait a second, that's not American. You can't do that. Somebody hurts you, you kill them. That's the way it works. You do a drive-by, bang, 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 shoot. No. You know what Jesus said? Jesus said there's certain times when you get slapped that you just offer the other cheek and let it go. Can I tell you a little secret about my wife? I'm the exploder. I know you don't see that in me. There was a point in our life, in our marriage, that I was incredibly critical about everything. I don't know why. I don't know. I blame it on genetics, okay? And she and I would get into things and get into arguments. And when I didn't feel good about what was going on, she was my target. I would come home and I go, what's up with this house? Are we going to never pick the clothes up or something? What? They going to self-clean on the floor? What's the deal? Now, you don't say that. You just don't say that. And then we get into this thing. And you know what happened? One day I came home and I wasn't feeling good about things. I wasn't operating in the Holy Spirit. I wasn't listening to God. And I come in and I criticize something that usually was a button that there's a few buttons. You guys know what buttons we got to push. Just one or two and you got to fight. It's instant. Well, I pushed those buttons, and you know what she did? She didn't do anything. She went and actually picked the clothes up or whatever. I was like, uh-oh. And we sat down, and she sat down with me. She said, I've been praying for you. What? I want somebody to fight with. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you praying for me. What are you talking about? She said, and I'm not going to fight with you anymore. It's not good for the kids. It's not good for our home. And I'm just going to listen to what you say. You're the spiritual leader. And I turned you over to God. You turned me over to God. Now, how did that actually work out? How did that, what was the exact words in the conversation? I just prayed and I just said, God, he's yours. You have to deal with him, and I'm gonna be submissive to you. And I was like, you can't do that. You can't do that kind of stuff. Turn me over to God. You know, it's like being turned into the principal. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm praying. I'm like, God, I don't know what you heard. But let me give you my side of it. Right? And can I tell you something? Years of conflict. She was battling against something that had nothing to do with her. It had to do with stuff that was in me. But for years of conflict went away because she no longer wanted to participate. She no longer wanted to get out on the court and hammer it back and forth. And you know what? Our marriage went to a whole different level because she was willing to be Jesus to me at that moment. For some of you, you're married to a critical person, and you want me to give you the authority to pull the ripcord. Let me say this to you. The best possible chance for you to be in a relationship and for it to work and for it to have lasting value is the one that you're in right now. You leave this one, you go to the next one, guess what? You're going to discover it's just a different package. You know, all guys pretty much are the same. There's a few differences. All ladies are pretty much the same. There's a few differences. We all have flaws, right? Every one of us are broken and sinful. The best thing you could do for some of you is just to release the responsibility of answering every criticism. You don't have to answer all of them. Let them go.